Yo, what's up guys, Posi here. So as of today, my channel is 5 whole years old. That's a pretty long time. Surely by now I've gained many subscribers. I must have accumulated millions. Jokes aside, I'm actually very happy with this. Several thousand subs would have been unthinkable back when I made this channel, so thanks guys. I still have a long way to go, but there's a lot of history behind me, so I figured that I might as well revisit and describe all of that for my 5-year anniversary. Let me warn you, this is a wild story. The Poseidon lore is pretty insane. You may not even believe all of it, but my memory doesn't lie, so without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, this channel isn't actually the earliest one I made. My first channel was made in March 2016, but the beginning of the story goes all the way back to 2013, when I downloaded a pirated version of Minecraft and began playing the game under the old username, iCrazyCat88. It was a parody derived from both StampyCat and iBallisticSquid, two Minecraft YouTubers I watched and enjoyed at the time. You see, my Greek god-themed identity hadn't quite come to fruition yet. 2 years later, in 2015, I was still a certified Minecraft gamer, but I also discovered this program named Minimator, an animation software that basically only served people who wanted to animate Minecraft. I thought it seemed cool and tried it out a little, and then my family's old computer was wiped to get rid of a virus, so I lost it and just kinda forgot about it. If you're wondering if the virus was my fault, the answer is absolutely unequivocally yes. Unfortunately, my pirated version of Minecraft had also been lost in the great wiping of 2015, erasing 2 years of hard work and progress. What would I ever do? Well, I hadn't grown out of Minecraft just yet, and I wanted to get it back, but I figured that pirating it again would probably just put another virus on the computer. As such, I decided to use a revolutionary tactic known as buying the game. I know, I was a bit of a mad lad. The year then turned to 2016, and that's when my journey on this site truly began. It is crucial now that we recall a Minecraft YouTuber by the name Exploding TNT. He used to make various machinima videos about wacky scenarios taking place within Minecraft. You might remember a couple of the ones on screen right now, even though they came out several years ago. I used to love these videos, and I was inspired to make similar Minecraft-themed content of my own. I decided not to use iCrazyCat88 as my channel name, and instead looked to Percy Jackson for inspiration. And thus, in March of 2016, the original Poseidon Air channel was born. I remember using this profile picture I found on Google Images, which would later become the basis for my pixelated version, all my later versions, and the 14 different variations of my Minecraft skin. My first video was just a small 10-second long screenshot skit of a gag about a wither morphing into John Cena after being built with heads from Exploding TNT and Failboat, one of his other YouTuber friends. So I did a lot of random Minecraft content back in the day, some of which I may still have access to and eventually re-upload to my second channel. I also did a few things I regret, as I vividly remember recording someone else's entire speedrun of Geometry Dash and re-uploading the whole thing to claim I had beaten the entire game perfectly. Yikes, screw you 11-year-old me, what a scummy thing to do. Anyway, I amassed an entire 100 subscribers on that old channel, so as you can imagine, I was a pretty influential guy. But that was when a new player entered the scene, Pink Sheep. Well, not really new, because Pink Sheep was just another channel run by Exploding TNT for the funnies. It was based on a character in his videos by the name of Pink Sheep, who spoke in a TTS voice and constantly flaunted his swag. I used to think this was the funniest thing ever, and as such I immediately flocked over to the Pink Sheep channel and binged its videos. And by doing so, I was soon introduced to yet another gag character by the name of Purple Shep, Pink Sheep's distorted child he'd had with the Ender Dragon. Yes, this is real. Purple Shep started appearing alongside Pink Sheep in Exploding TNT videos, and was pretty funny too, at least according to 2016 me. But crucially, Purple Shep at first had no channel to represent him, and I decided to take advantage of this and made an unofficial Purple Shep channel alongside my main one, trying to pass myself off as the character. I uploaded a few videos on this Purple Shep channel and somehow got an entire 1,000 subscribers from the Pink Sheep fandom in mere months, which I will say is the finest grift I've ever done in my life. However, my luck ended in May 2016 when an official Purple Shep channel run by Exploding TNT was created alongside the Pink Sheep channel, and my entire audience flocked over to that one on the grounds that it was, you know, official. You could say I was extremely trolled in that moment. Devastated by the loss of my temporary success on the unofficial Purple Shep channel and struggling to gain any attention on my main channel, I desperately needed a new strategy. That was when I came across a channel named Blue Sheep, run by a fan of Pink Sheep creating his own character as a parody. Following the lead of Blue Sheep, I made another Pink Sheep parody channel named Bronze Sheep, and got closely involved to many of the influential figures in the Pink Sheep parody community, which is honestly still the craziest segment of the internet I've ever been on. All these people were creating different variations of colored Minecraft sheep as their personas, and creating entire series of lore around them, some of which I even remember being involved with. Had I maintained access to all this stuff over the years, I would gladly make a video just about that, because it was absolutely wild. Anyway, I amassed about 500, maybe 600 subscribers on this Bronze Sheep channel while I was more or less neglecting my main channel, which was still sitting at around 100. Eventually, I grew tired of the Pink Sheep parody community because all the members were constantly getting into drama, and sometimes Blue Sheep, the main guy I followed, would even manufacture disputes between the channels of his own characters just for the sake of it, which was pretty funny looking back at it, I'll admit. It was in the summer of 2017 when 12-year-old me made the decision to distance myself from these people. I first changed the name of my Bronze Sheep channel to Bronze Necro, and then I realized I'd lose my audience for not having a sheep persona anymore, so I just decided to ditch the channel altogether and upload a video telling all the subscribers I could keep to flock over to my main channel so I could carry on from there. You may be wondering if this strategy worked. The answer is, I don't know. I never got the chance to see how effective it was going to be because the day after I uploaded that video, my entire YouTube account got terminated and all my channels went down with it. Now, I know I've been committing tax fraud for several years and all, but I assure you that was not why it happened. It was actually because I decided to be honest with YouTube about my age, and YouTube realized I was too young, so they kicked me off. And with that, the original Posi on Air channel and all the others were lost to time. I barely have evidence that any of that happened, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. After all, it's so stupid and insane that I don't think anyone would ever think to make it up. As you can imagine, I was devastated. That being said, I had made a remarkable 0 genuine friends on the internet throughout the lifespan of those old channels, so besides my content, I hadn't lost much. I quickly got back on my feet and made the second Posi on Air channel, which is the same channel you're watching right now. Yep, that's right, we're still only at the very inception of my current channel. That's how far back the Poseidon lore goes. Now, I could have carried on the legacy of my original channel and kept making Minecraft-related content. After all, Bed Wars was new and huge at the time, so I could have capitalized on that. But instead, I made the genius decision to completely ignore Minecraft for 3 years and do something entirely different on my new channel. I started off by making non-canon spin-offs of the Brother May I Have Some Oats meme series by Joe Cappo, which I enjoyed back then. The thing is, at the time I tried to pass off my videos as a canon continuation of the Oats series because Joe Cappo was apparently done with it, and retrospectively I think this was extremely unfair and scummy of me. I never once talked to the guy in my life, so I never had permission to claim any of my videos were canon. However, in fairness, I was still 12, so I should cut myself some slack. During late 2017, I started to lose motivation with all the Oats videos, so instead I switched my content again and started uploading meme videos about Thomas and Friends, my favorite show from childhood, which I was getting back into that year. Those videos actually performed very well, and especially now you can see a lot of them got the lucky blessing of the algorithm. I wonder how well I'd be doing now if I kept making them, but I personally enjoy my current content more, although it still sucks. However, it wouldn't be until just a little later when I would find my first truly profitable niche, surreal memes. You see, channels like Bagel Boy and Timotainment, who made weird space-themed memes featuring 3D model characters like Meme Man and Orang, were blowing up. Here's a detour so I can bring you a fun fact. Timotainment actually played on SMP Earth with Technoblade, my favorite YouTuber of all time, who will be much more important later. Small world, I gotta say. Anyway, at the very tail end of 2017, I started making surreal memes myself, much like the ones that already existed, just with less effort and terrible slideshow-style editing. This would carry on technically until 2019, but it was only significant until late 2018. Timotainment and Bagel Boy were collaborating on a story-driven surreal meme series, and I made my own non-canon series based on that in early 2018, the episodes of which got thousands of views each. My surreal memes were rapidly starting to blow up the channel, gaining me a couple thousand subscribers and a reputation in the community. This was the first golden age of my channel, and I remember absolutely living the dream. I was only 13, still in elementary school, and I had all the time in the world to keep pushing forward. Man, I miss those days so much. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and once surreal memes became mainstream enough by the end of 2018, the niche community I was a part of became disillusioned and was forced to keep making more and more weird memes to escape the claws of oversaturation. I never really changed my style of surreal humor at all, which led to me falling behind and losing the temporary burst of popularity I had once had. My uploads decreased in both frequency and in quality, if that's even possible. I had other series going on, like another Oats spin-off and a series of real-life skits about some of my toys called Anomalous Adventures, neither of which did anything for my channel. I did collaborate with another YouTuber named Moist Cheese to make a series, which was awesome, and it was one of the only high points of this recession period as far as I remember. This carried on into 2019. I continued making half-hearted, apathetic attempts to strike gold again with more surreal memes, but it didn't work. I became convinced that I was just wasting my time. I was completely losing faith in my channel, and I was worried it was going to die entirely, so eventually, I almost decided to abandon it and start over with another new one. There's no telling if I actually would have gone through with this plan, because within the same month of me announcing it, a miracle came my way. You see, in December 2017, I had uploaded a video criticizing the beloved Minecraft animation, Don't Mine at Night, and the arguments 12-year-old me used in it were, terrible. 2 years later, in 2019, I was going through my first year of high school, sitting in geography class and browsing YouTube as a distraction from life, when I came across a video by Animation Wins, a Cinema Wins parody channel focused on YouTube animations. Within the video, Huvian103, who then was in charge of Animation Wins, was counter-criticizing the video I had made back in 2017 trying to criticize Don't Mine at Night. The odds of me stumbling upon this were quite insane, and I watched the video and quite enjoyed it. 14-year-old me regretted making my video on Don't Mine at Night anyway, as it was extremely bad, and I agreed with the points Huvian made, so I expressed support to her in the comments. We had a friendly interaction, and from there, we got to know each other and I joined her Discord server. I began a binge of Animation Wins content as I really enjoyed Huvian's videos, and from there I was introduced to a variety of Minecraft animation channels such as Enchanted Mob, Zamination, and soon enough, Black Plasma Studios, my favorite of them all. I was obsessed with all of them in late 2019, and I decided I had finally found out what I wanted to shift the focus of my channel to, Minecraft animations of my own. I remembered Minimator, the program I'd used 4 entire years before this point, and I rediscovered it still as available as ever. I got back into it and uploaded some of my first animations in late 2019, which unfortunately garnered little success. And then, in late November, Black Plasma Studios launched an animated fantasy series, Songs of War. A month later in December, I started watching it and became immediately hooked. January of 2020 then rolled around and the series went on a mid-season hiatus, and I somewhat fell out of it until March, when I came back and began watching again, just as invested as I had been at first. And then, I joined the Black Plasma Community Discord server, and that was when absolutely everything changed. Bonding over our common interests, myself and many of the server members became friends, and a good few of them ended up becoming my close friends, and the majority of the group I hang around with even today. Threads of Saffron, Kai, Renzi, Lisa KB, Namuri, Sine, and Rainbow Shadow are all examples of close friends I met on this server. I also started making content about Songs of War, most prominently meme edits and music videos, which stuck with the niche community very well and started skyrocketing my channel yet again. This was the second golden age, and I was loving it. In late March, a little something by the name of COVID-19 was becoming a huge worldwide threat, and lockdowns began basically everywhere. Canada was no exception, and I spent the rest of that school year going through easy and relaxing asynchronous home learning. As you can imagine, the pandemic was disastrous for the world, but wonderful for my content. Kind of a mixed bag. Let me tell you, those months from early 2020 to late 2020 were some of the best in my entire life. 15-year-old me spent astronomical amounts of time doing basically whatever the hell I wanted, and I was loving it. The channel was blowing up, I was making friends left, right, and center, and nothing could possibly go wrong until it did. My next school year, beginning in September 2020, was not like the last. Online classes had now been properly set up, and I was forced to actually put effort into my work. The horror, I tell you, the horror. So I was pretty bad at this in most regards, and I had to take multiple breaks from YouTube just so I could keep my marks from diving faster than the current Russian economy. The frequency of my content was now dead in the water, and I began to fall off +L+ ratio as sometimes entire months would pass with complete radio silence. It didn't help that I'd stopped making meme edits and music videos during this new recession. I also finally decided to get back into Minecraft as a game around then, and wondered why I had even left it for 3 whole years because it was still just as fun as ever. I discovered Technoblade's channel and began binging his content. I loved all of it, and he became the most prominent inspiration for my sense of humor and YouTube persona. May he rest in peace. Going into 2021, my channel had long since passed its second golden age, and I was left wondering what I could possibly do. I decided to get into media reviewing a little, which I still dabble in today, and then I decided to make a few videos where I was just hanging around with some of my friends, and then I decided to make some more Minecraft videos, but none of that was really working out, and my videos usually didn't even pass 100 views each, so I was left a little disillusioned with everything once again. It was also this year that I changed my name from Poseidon Air to Posi Dawn, bit of a streamlining as you can tell. Later on, during October of that year, I managed to land a hit with an analysis-style video about the history and controversies of Enchanted Mob and Zamination, which would do decently well upon its release, but then go on to get a lucky 101,000 views in early 2020 when the controversy was much more in the spotlight. I also made a video in December ranking the Songs of War characters, which did pretty well relative to the rest of my content, and I began getting into the Black Plasma SMP, which is a lot less active now, but still technically ongoing. At the tail end of 2021, I decided to start streaming, which was something I enjoyed doing a lot, as it helped me connect more with the small audience I had. This habit carried on into the beginning of 2022, as I streamed the Black Plasma SMP tons of times and had a blast with it. Of course, these streams are now unlisted, as I don't want my channel to feel too cluttered. In March 2022, I uploaded a video discussing the controversy behind Poppy Playtime, a horror game made by Enchanted Mob. Somehow, it blew up within days, capping at 176,000 views and earning my channel another 1,000 subscribers. Now, I could have made the decision to milk the cow and keep making Poppy Playtime drama videos, but I didn't feel like that would be right of me, so I chose not to. Eventually, when the drama more or less came to a close, I did upload a final video, but it only got 1,500 views, seeing as I imagine people didn't care as much anymore. I didn't either. After that, I uploaded a few more videos of my choice, and that's where I am now. I do want to straighten things out and keep my channel primarily focused on Minecraft from now on, and I have ideas for how to make that work. We'll see what happens in the future. Thank you all for watching. It was cool to go back and tell the story of my journey on this site. Despite all the highs and lows my channel has gone through, despite the recession that always seems to come back after every period of success, I really, truly enjoy doing this, and I hope you enjoy my content too. It's been an honor to be here for 5 whole years, and assuming this site doesn't completely ruin itself in the future, which is not really a safe bet, I'll gladly keep going for the next 5. You're all incredible people, and I bode you farewell. Until next time, peace.